Hey, so I've been working on some ESP32 projects. This right here is a little web server. This right here is a cheap yellow display version, and I'll show you how they work here in a second. This one's got 18650s as a backup battery. Got a little flash card right here. You got your charging port here, and you got your ESP32 here. You got a little switch right there to turn it on and off the batteries. You never want to plug it into the ESP32 with the switch on because you'll fry it. Honestly, with this lattice of electrocution here, I really wouldn't recommend doing it this way. I mean, if you're gonna build it, I would do it without the 18650s. Just build you a little stand or whatnot, because these things are dangerous and they can explode. They're not safe. So anyway, if you're gonna build this, do it at your own risk, without a doubt. But yeah, I mean, I just thought it was neat, so I thought I'd give it a shot. It was a lot of work to do. It was a lot of trouble to build. But anyway, let's power this thing on and I'll show you what it does here. Let me get the little micro switch here. Okay. And we'll see. And here's another reason. So this actually runs my website. Yeah, there, it grabbed an address that time. So another big issue with doing it with the lattice of doom, or the lattice of electrocution, is it blocks your Wi-Fi signal. So if you can see on the signal there, it's one bar. So you got all that metal that's just blocking the Wi-Fi on that ESP32. So if you are going to do something like this, I get an ESP32 that has a Wi-Fi antenna that sticks up from it, so you can get some decent signal. But my website does run on this thing, and as you can see, it's not plugged in. It's just running on the batteries. And you can plug it in. You just plug it into the old... Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Little charging port there. And it'll come on and say it's charging. And it's still running. So, anyway, that's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun building it. It was a real pain, but let me fire up the cheap yellow display and show you that one too, and then we'll get to the website and I'll show you the code and stuff. So let me go ahead and unplug that, which I'll have to plug this thing back in because like I said, it runs the website. So let me move that over there, or right there. Well, maybe I can hold my phone. There we go. Now let me plug in this cheap yellow display real quick. See if I can catch it in time. Alright, there it goes. So it's booting up. This is just what you'll download from the website. So it's initializing there and it boots up, and you can see its signal strength is a little stronger. I'm way out in the garage, but anyway, gives you a little IP address there. It tells the time, shows you that the card's active, and this has got a little TF card in the back of it too. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, it'll run a little web server, host some files. I mean, like I said, I'll show you that here shortly. Here's another project I'm working on. That's Claire. Hey, Claire.
Yes, I am listening.
How are you doing today? Which she takes a while to process because it takes a lot of GPU power to run her, and I just don't have the best GPUs. Come on, you can do it, Claire. Well, there she goes.
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How can I assist you today, Mike?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Talk to you later.
But anyway, she's running on a 2080 Ti and a 3060. Honestly, I wish I had two 2080 Ti's because 2080 Ti is more powerful than that 3060. And they're the same price. I didn't really pay attention to that when I bought them. I was just thinking, well, 3060 Ti would be a little faster, but it's not. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let me shut this down, and I'll get you on the website and show you the code and kind of explain that. Okay, so here's my website. Couple little things. This is obviously the YouTube channel. This little weather node here, just so it shows the local weather here where I'm at. You got your little 5-day forecast. This will be a future video. I haven't quite got all the bugs worked out of it yet. The clouds don't. Right now it's sunny, but it's not showing sunny. So there's some issues with it that I'm still working on. That's a future project, and it's got a sky tracker here that shows some pretty interesting information. And then down here we've got the ESP32 projects, which there's several little projects in it right now. None of these will be accessible just yet. Here's a weather clock. This is a little server monitor, which is kind of neat. That's a project I've already built as well. It's not 18650 powered. It's just powered via USB. And again, I don't really recommend powering these. Be at 18650, they can be dangerous. So anyway, here's a schematic of it though. Like I said, it is running on this little website. This is what it is. It's running on it. Here's some links to Amazon. I don't make any money off of them. They're just regular old Amazon links. But here's the schematic of it. Kind of shows you what it is. The pinout. Some notes on it, right? And then we have the little FS version here, which will be the code. And again, this is running really slow just because of poor signal. Is it even going to go to it? Oh, let's try the TF version. There we go. Alright, so here's the TF card version of it and the pinout. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not looking at the code. I'm just looking at the schematics. So anyway, here's the schematic of the TF version for the TF card. It shows the pinout for that, some instructions on that. Now let's get to the code. Again, all the little things, if you want to purchase it off of Amazon, you don't have to use this particular display. You don't have to use this particular ESP32. There is a note on this. You see this little voltage regulator here? You do have to cut it, and I think it's described somewhere in here. You have to cut it because it will not run the TF card if it's plugged in directly to the ESP32. So it'll run on 3.3 volts. You have to just cut it and jumper a couple of these pins. Anyway, let's go back to the projects here. Alright, now here is the code on the little web server. And it's got a little boot sequence here, just to kind of show you what it does. So it just comes up, it shows you, just like in the video. Wish my signal strength was that strong on it. But anyway, here's the code for it. You can just one-click copy and it'll copy and you can paste it. The setup instructions, what libraries you need. Here's how to rotate the screen. It tells you what to change. Here's the Arduino setup. How to map it out. Your components you need. But again, you can use whatever you want. Here's some more pinout. Again, libraries. Some of the stuff's kind of redundant, but you get it. And here's troubleshooting, And then here's a build checklist. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go to the TIFF card version. And it's just pretty much the same thing. Let's get a little boot sequence. It's basically the same boot sequence. That's kind of what it does there. And same thing, code, copy, one click. This one does have a little different format here. So you need to follow along on how to do that. But I've tested all this code and it's 100% copy and paste as long as you set up your Arduino IDE properly. And then let's go to the captive portal. So this one's a little different because you have to log into it through your phone. I don't have an animation for that. But basically you set it up, it gives you an IP address. So your Wi-Fi credentials are not in the code, right? So, and you can also select your region. You can select, the TF versions have FTP websites. So you can upload, using SCP, WinSCP. You can upload the files directly to it. That way you can modify them locally. You don't have to, get on it and FTP to it. You can just do it locally and then drag them over. So it gives you instructions on that as well. Let's see what else we have. Let's go back to the projects. We have the cheap yellow display pinout. Here's the one I bought. Takes you directly to the Amazon link. Tells you the pinouts for it, which is really nice to have because, boy, finding some of that stuff wasn't so easy. So, tells your resolution and all that. And then we'll go to the CYD port, which has a little animation on it too. Uh-oh. Not sure what happened there. Looks like it's missing some code there. Anyway, here's the STL files. If you want to download it and print it and build the little thing, that's interesting. I don't know why that's not working. Well, let me do some troubleshooting. Okay, so I got it figured out. Apparently, when you do 300-400 projects at a time, stuff gets messed up. So anyway, it was a routing issue. I don't know why it was just this page, but I did have a routing issue. Anyway, so I got the cheap yellow display port here, and it comes up, right? And it's also got a captive portal version too. And here's the boot sequence on it, what it kind of does. Just let that run real quick. And just kind of checks its thing, connects to your Wi-Fi. And then it doesn't quite look like that. Well, maybe it does. I don't remember. Like I said, I do a lot of these projects, so I kind of forget. But anyway, there it is. Here's your project setup. Same thing as the rest of them, your libraries, troubleshooting. Here's the files. Some more instructions. Again, a lot of this stuff is redundant. I just wanted to make sure it was covered. Did I have troubleshooting in there twice? No, but it's not quite formatted right, is it? Oh well, it's all there. And then here's the captive portal version. Right, same thing. Pretty much exactly the same. It's just you'll have to sign in with your phone. It'll broadcast an IP from the ESP32. You log into it on your phone, and then you just set everything you need to set. So anyway, that's pretty much it. So let me know what you think there. I'll show you a couple of Let's see. I'll show you what this one does. Let's see. There's just a little preview of, it just goes out and checks your server. It's just basically a ping thing. So it checks your server. It tells them they're all okay. If one goes offline, it flashes a little red LED and tells it it's not ready. There's captive portal versions of all these. So anyway, here's one with the OLED code. It's the same, only different. It's just a little bitty screen instead of that round one. So do that. Turn it off. Server 2, it'll do that. Anyway, that's it. Let me know. Let me know if what you think about them. If you have any ideas, shoot them my way, and I'll see if I can't make it happen. I don't know, but like I said, I got a bunch of projects that I'm currently working on and trying to get out. And I guess if this gets enough views, I'll continue on the process. But until then, that's it.